Have you ever felt gloomy on a rainy day? Or more happy on a sunny day? Do you find you have less motivation on cold winter days and more energized on warm days of summer? Well, you are not alone, for science backs this crazy phenomenon up. To understand how weather shapes our mood, we look at sunlight and serotonin levels, the emotional reactions to weather changes, and the effects of pressure changes in the atmosphere on the body. All that in mind, let's look into how our mood is changed by sunlight and serotonin, temperature changes, and finally how changes in the pressure in the atmosphere affect the body. So first, to understand how weather shapes our mood, we look at sunlight and serotonin levels. So what is serotonin from sunlight? How can this big ball of gas and air make us happy? Well, the sun's rays produce a neurotransmitter called serotonin, also known as. This transmitter is also known as the feel-good hormone because it boosts mood and helps to regulate the body's emotions. If we have too much or too little of these neurotransmitters, that makes us feel bad. Let's move on to seasonal affective disorder. Seasonal affective disorder is a real medical condition that's actually a form of depression linked to the changes in the seasons. The most common type of seasonal affective disorder occurs in the winter and improves by the spring. People with seasonal affective disorder not only experience feelings of sadness, but also symptoms like fatigue, sleep changes, withdrawal from others, weight gain, or aches and pains. Another is the circadian rhythm is out of balance. Your circadian rhythm is basically your internal clock, and the light tells you to stay awake, and the dark tells your brain it's time to rest. So when it's dark outside, your pituitary gland cools your body down to fall asleep. So on these days with no light, the body is cooled down and melatonin is produced, mixing with these neurotransmitters, making us feel tired. To summarize this first main point, so next, to understand how weather shapes our mood, we notice emotional reactions to these temperature changes. For example, heat leads to irritability, restlessness, and impulsiveness. When the temperatures rise, the body works harder to cool itself down, putting stress on your system and brain. And this heat reduces serotonin, leading to even more frustration. We see this exemplified through road rage statistics. Heat also impairs function and focus. We find we have trouble concentrating, process information more slowly. We can see this through school grade statistics. Harvard says with every increase in temperature, students score lower grades. To summarize my second main point, so finally, to understand how weather shapes our mood, we learn of the effects of pressure changes in the atmosphere on the body. The first is the pressure changes on our mood. The barometric pressure, also known as atmospheric pressure, is the weight of the air pressing down on the earth. High pressure brings clear, calm weather, while low pressure leads to cloud and rain. And the positive ions in the air increase blood pressure and increase irritability. Next, we have pressure changes on the body. These changes in blood pressure can trigger joint pain, headaches, and sinus issues. Cold weather causes the fluid in the joints to thicken, triggering the joint pain. Headaches occur when the pressure in the brain changes and the way the plane is blocked is changed. Every 1.8 degrees the temperature drops, there is 200 more heart attacks nationwide. Higher blood pressure leads to increased risk of blood clots. And 2009 study shows the drop in atmospheric pressure activates the supraorbital nucleus and riles up stress system before storms, circulating stress hormones, sensitive to nerve ending, causing chronic pain flare-ups when the pressure is low. So to summarize my third point, to conclude, we can see that the weather plays a huge role in shaping our mood, as I talked about, through serotonin and sunlight levels, the emotional reactions to temperature changes, and the effects of pressure changes in the atmosphere on the body. Understanding all of this helps us become more aware of our own emotions and reactions and regulating them. While we cannot change the weather, we now know how to prepare for As Anthony, wherever you go, no matter the weather, always bring your own